Hello, Ragu. We've got day 12 here with 1 Peter 1, 3 through 12. And the first thing I pulled out of here were some promises again. Verse 3, we have a living hope in Jesus. Verse 4, we are promised an inheritance by God that is imperishable, which means it won't just like rot away, right? Like if I had some food, right? That would be perishable, right? If I just put it in a box, it would just turn, it wouldn't be worthless. It would be worthless after a while. Versus like if I had like a rock and I put that in a box, it would still be a rock when I took it out of the box, no matter how long I waited. And so our inheritance from God can't be destroyed by time. Our inheritance is also undefiled, meaning it's perfect. It's not there's no sin in it, and it's also unfading, which means it won't disappear. It won't ever disappear, and so it is. It will never be destroyed. It's free of sin, and it'll always be there, which is awesome. Those are amazing promises to have. And then we also have verse 5, where through faith we are being guarded by God's power. The master of the universe is guarding us with his power. How great and how encouraging is that? Another interesting thing I found here was verses 8 and 9, where it gives us like a little snapshot of what the Christian life looks like. Where first we love and believe in Jesus without ever seeing him face to face, but because of what he has done for us, we have joy and we rejoice. And some people confuse joy and happiness, right? If you're happy, that means it's from like external things, right? Like if someone came by and gave me $1, I would be happy, right? But joy comes from God, and it isn't changed by anything that happens to us, right? Like I could get punched in the face, but I can still have joy for what Christ has done and the sacrifice that he made for me. And lastly, we receive the salvation of our souls. We aren't punished for what we've done. We are reunited with God. And that's just little snippets of what the Christian life has and what the Christian life gives. And then at the very end, I wanted to give a little mention to verses 10 through 12. So what those are talking about is it was talking about the prophets or God's messengers telling the people of Israel the words of God all through the Old Testament. And so it was saying that, hey, all through the Old Testament, the prophets, God's people wanted to know what the Christ or what Jesus would look like. And he's saying, hey, they waited for it, and all the words they spoke were waiting for Christ. But now we have him. We now have Jesus. And all of these things were said for your benefit. All of these things where this was a big mystery for hundreds of years, but it is a mystery no longer. We have the great news, right? God, the word for gospel means good news. We now have it. God has revealed his plan to us for salvation. And so just at the end there, that's saying, hey, this was God's plan, and we now know what that plan is.